Welcome back. You've decided, you made a choice. Could have been B, could have been C, but you didn't choose that. You chose A with us right now here on this track. So this is all about making change work. 5 down-to-earth tips for transforming together. I'm intrigued as much as you are all about this. And you know what? I'm actually going to move away from this screen and actually join our next speaker right here in another part of our studio. So again, this is essentially all about transformation, all about change. The theme of the whole week is all about the playground and exploration as well. We've got our Lego here, so I think it's time to play, don't you think?
Yeah, let's play. Hello everyone. My name is Stefan Milivojević, and I'm going to walk you through the importance of engaging the organization in the process of transition. Yesterday, it was birthday of my 3-year-old daughter, and I tried to recall the period before she was born. And actually, we took many different courses, learning how to change diapers, etc. And at the moment when she was born, and when I took her in my hands, I figured out that I actually don't know anything, and that my learning process starts from that moment. The similar is with restructuring of a privatized company. Restructuring and transformation are the most complex HR activities, as they affect all the aspects of HR, including internal processes and procedures, organizational structure, people emotions, employee engagement, and of course, culture of the organization. My today's presentation is not one of the shining, successful transformational stories, but it's more reflection from my very fresh experience, how to engage people in such demanding, challenging, and complex process, which transformation definitely is. I'm going to share with you 5 tips that I've selected for you, and the tips that are based on our accomplishments during this process, but also based on our failures. Failures from which we have learned, and failures that have helped us to understand what should have been done in a different way. Before I start with concrete advices, let's give you an overview about our company and why we actually did the transformation. On one side, we have NIS, one of the largest companies in Serbia, employing more than 13,000 employees. NIS is a vertically integrated oil and gas company and leader in Serbian market in oil and gas segment. On the other side, we have HIP Petrochemia, petrochemical company, previously state-owned company, producing basics and polymer products, and one of top 20 exporters from Serbia. Due to the interconnection in technological processes between those two companies, since HIP uses raw materials like primary gasoline from NIS refinery, it was completely natural for NIS to become the owner of HIP when the state decided to sell their package of shares. In June 2023, NIS purchased 90% of HIP shares, and 10% remained with the Republic of Serbia. In August 2023, new management was appointed in HIP with clear and ultimate goal to create synergy between those two companies and integrate processes in order for HIP to become a valuable and regular part of NIS Group family. This is, in short, the overview about our process and our beginnings. And now I would start with concrete examples. The first one is regarding the drivers of change. Whenever you have such kind of process, changing, reshaping the organization, you need to identify who are key company leaders of change, people that will enable the change in the company. And of course, everyone looks at top management as they have main power to lead the change, but they cannot do anything alone. That's why, of course, everything starts with top management, but their role is not just to dictate the direction of the change. I see their role more profounded especially in terms of creating environment where the change will be shared across the organization and where the people will be empowered to take ownership within their zone of responsibility. Also, they need to enable the atmosphere where everyone will feel included and valued while implementing the change. Without shared ownership and inclusion of all parts of the organization, the change may not take root deeply enough. Second group of people are middle managers. To my personal opinion, they are key change agents in the process of transition. They should understand that their role is not just to be pure messengers in the company, but they need to play a pivotal role in the success of transformation. For leaders, it's very important to engage with them at the early stage and provide them with the trainings, tools, and authority to lead the change within their teams. Without their full engagement, you risk to have misalignment and resistance across the company. And third group is the group of informal leaders. They exist in all companies and they have a unique power within their teams. They have strong relationships with their colleagues and also they have trust of their teammates within their microenvironment. It's important to identify them in the company. It's not easy, but it's definitely possible to get their buy-in and involve them in the process of transformation. Why they are that important? Because they successfully can bridge the gap between top management and frontline employees by aligning the teams with broadened vision and strategy of transformation, and also they can help in overcoming potential resistance of the employees. Those three group of people are important to identify at the beginning of your process so you can move forward and implement your transformation plan. Tip number 2 is related to communication. Obviously, we all know the importance of communication, but why it's that important in the process of transition? Because we have a lot of different changes happening everywhere. And if you don't communicate properly, it's possible to have misalignment and that your employees, the individuals, will not understand what to do and what is expected from them. That's why it's very important to create a good communication plan and to adjust it along the way. In the beginning of transformation, anxiety, fears, unknowns are really visible. And that's why it's required to have clear and straight to the point communication by reinforcing key messages. I see here the very important role of CEO and HR, and especially in direct and face-to-face communication with employees. You can use different formats like management walkarounds, town hall sessions, group sessions, but it's very important that the communication is direct. People in the first phases of transformation have similar concerns. They're related to job security, their role in the future, their future role in the organization, and also future direction of the company. And this platform gives them opportunity to share their concerns with you, but also to feel that they are valued and heard in this process, which is extremely important. On the other side, it's good for leaders because they can use this way of communication to engage with people, especially those who are directly impacted by the change. And now I'm going to share with you an example from our experience. When we started this process, we organized several town halls in order to share what is our plan, what is our agenda, and what we are going to do. And of course, people were attending our town halls. We were getting so many questions, more than 100 per session. But after some time, we realized that we see always same people, no questions, and we understood that we have to change something. We organized a survey, asked people which format of communication is good and relevant for them. And especially for blue collars, since we have more than 800 blue collars. And we got the feedback from them that, for example, for blue collars positions, is nice to have those conversations in their plans because they cannot leave their process. And using management walkarounds, we organized some sessions directly in the plants, and they had so many questions, especially relating to salaries, bonuses, canteen, working environment, working conditions. But it was a great opportunity for us to engage with them and to get valuable insights so we can adjust our plan and make the situation better. On the other side, we made a different way of communication with admin personnel. We organized group sessions since their feedback was that they need more trainings, more information about soft skills, etc. And we jointly with them organized some workshops in order to create training plans and capability building plan for them. So that's why I think that when you start the process of transformation, you have one vision and one perspective, and you make your plan based on that. But during the journey, you get more and more insights. There are many unknowns that happen, and then you need to adjust your plan in order to answer to meet expectations actually of your employees. Third trip, it doesn't work. Yeah, now it's okay. Third tip number 3 is regarding building capabilities. We all know that building capability is important, but why in the process of changes? Because you have so many different activities and processes implementing at the same time. And you need to train your organization to live with it and to accept all those changes. But it's very important to be careful about the pace of implementing so many new trainings to your organization. That's why I always suggest to focus yourself on key segments and provide trainings in the areas where you have immediate effect, like change management, leadership skills, and using of new systems and new technologies. The best way is to integrate learning of capabilities into real-world application of new processes. In that way, people will feel immediate effect and benefit of your training plan. Also, you should encourage collaboration in your company, sharing knowledge between different departments. It's a great opportunity for your employees to further strengthen organizational cohesion and get broader picture of what's happening. And there is one, to my opinion, very important thing here is about expectations. It's very important to set clear and realistic expectations. We all create ambitious plans and we want to be the best in class. But if you implement so many things at the same time, it's very questionable if your organization can digest all of that. And my advice is to go with lower scale and to assess the capacity of your organization to accept all those changes. And if they are capable to do so, then you can using step-by-step approach to increase your capability building plan with more different trainings. But it's very important to be very smart and careful with this. Tip number 4 is regarding perfection. No one is perfect and nothing is perfect. Striving for perfection will significantly slow down your progress in transformation. I would say that it's always better to go with good enough solutions rather than to be paralyzed by pursuit of perfection. With this approach, you can create a solution, and by testing and different iterations, improve it, make it better, and upgrade it. Here, there is an important thing that I would like to highlight, is that if you use this approach, you need to be ready and brave to take risks. Why risks? Because if you create a product that is not, or solution that is not perfect, probably you will have some mistakes in the first several phases. And of course, trade unions will complain, employees will complain, and other stakeholders. And it's not a big deal, but it's important to prevent it. And how you will do that? By openly speaking about your plan to create not perfect solutions, and also to create an atmosphere where it will be, open. So I would share with you our example, how we did it. We have ERP SAP, and in April this year, we implemented the last SAP module. It was payroll module. And in conversation with our consultants, they shared with us that their practice is to test for 6 months and then to go in production. And we said, okay, let's try first month and then we will see. After first months of testing, we got results and we had 62 mistakes in our payroll. Comparing to 1,200 employees is not a big deal, but you definitely, when you don't get your salary, it's something. And the CEO and myself discussed about that, and we decided, okay, we will go immediately with production, even if we have 100 mistakes, but we will commit that we will fix it up in the next couple of days. We talked to trade unions, to all our employees, and presented our plan. We did second payroll, and we got 11 mistakes. We said, okay, it's fine, but who would guarantee that after 6 months of testing, we wouldn't still have those 11 mistakes? No one. And imagine one of those mistakes was the salary of our CEO. He got 1/3 of his salary. And of course, we fixed it up in the next couple of days. I'm still here doing the same job. Payroll specialist is still here doing payroll for our company. So nothing happened. It's very important for us in HR to understand that we are creating the culture of our company, no one else. Us together with our leaders. And if we don't behave in this way, where mistake is not a failure, but it's opportunity for growth, you cannot progress further with your organization. And tip number 5 is about engaging and giving ownership. When we create plans for such complex process like transformation, we have our shareholders, board of directors. They give us some timeline, KPIs, numbered figures, but do we care about an individual? Imagine the person who has spent more than 30 years in the company doing the same job in the same company without any changes in the duties and in regular work. Can we put in the shoes of that person and understand how that person is feeling when you implement more than 200 different procedures and manuals, implement new processes, new systems, so many new things at the same time? That's why I think important for all of us to give ownership and empowerment to every single person in the process of transformation, and to encourage them to lead the change within their zone of responsibility. Without their involvement and engagement, you will not succeed in the process of transformation, even if you have good numbers and good results. To conclude, having a plan for transformation is, of course, important. But I would say more plan like a frame within you play with end goal and direction where to go. You have always to be agile and flexible and to be ready to adjust your plan along the way, because at the beginning and in several different phases after that of transformation, you don't have the same situation, new circumstances, new obstacles. That's why it's important to be very flexible while implementing the transformation. And finally, always find time to stop and enjoy your results. Enjoy what you did and be proud of your work, because you need energy and motivation for this exhausting and very long process. And that's why it's important to find inner motivation to fulfill all the tasks. Thank you very much. I'm ready to answer to the questions. You can add me on LinkedIn. There is a QR code here, and I'm glad to help you if you are in the process of transformation in your company.